Hello and welcome, fellow ticket holders. In this video, we are going to share our time and experience at Mikuniya, the traditional Japanese inn or ryokan in Kinosaki Onsen Town. But before we get too far into this video, I would like to let you know that the video before this one and the video that will precede this one is all about Kinosaki and our experience in the town itself. So we would like to invite you to check both of those videos out after this one to get the whole Kinosaki Onsen Town experience. Now without further ado, let's check out Mikuniya in Kinosaki Onsen. At only a 3-minute walk, Mikuniya Ryokan is conveniently located near the Kinosaki Onsen station. Check-in time is promptly at 3 p.m., but if you happen to show up earlier, they will hold your bags as they did for us. It makes it very convenient to be able to go out and explore the town before check-in time. Though the ryokan was under construction during our visit, it is very identifiable by its rickshaw that sits out front. Built in the late 19th century, it has at least 17 Japanese-style guest rooms and 4 indoor hot spring baths that can be privately reserved. But before we check out those 4 amazing private baths, let's take a room tour and check it all out. So as soon as we come in, we have the threshold right here where we have to take our slippers off that we are wearing while we're around here in the ryokan. Look how adorable this little art piece is here in the doorway. And if we step up here real quick and we look to the left first, we'll look in this little room. This here is our toilet room. So if we look in here real quick, we have a sink. We have some paper towels to dry our hands on, toilet paper, and the toilet. And of course there are bathroom slippers right here to use when we go into the bathroom. And our doorway is a paper door, as well as paper screens here on the right side of the door. But if we turn left of the door here, we have the main area. There's Vanessa already sitting at our little table. Hi. So they brought our bags up. We had dropped them off earlier and they went ahead and brought them up to us. But this is the tatami mat area, and this is where our futons will be put out later. We got 2 floor chairs and this big table. This table is basically our center living room where we'll have dinner and then we'll have breakfast tomorrow, and all the information's there. Over here in the left corner, it looks like we have a TV and a DVD player, as well as the air conditioning unit. Over here next to the air conditioning unit, we have a telephone and a pen and paper set and a light bulb. Down here on the floor are our yukatas that we will be wearing. So these ones here are Vanessa's sleeping yukata. This is her formal yukata that she'll be wearing around town. And this is mine that I'll be wearing around town. Also looks like we have a safe over here in the right hand corner of the room. And if we open this cupboard here, this is where you got hangers and some air freshener, like in the other rooms we had. And in here's where you got the hair dryer. Let's see if I can pull this out a little bit. You got the onsen bags that we'll be carrying around town. So you have your bath towels and your little bathing towels. So this is where your bathing accessories are for the onsens. If I had to guess, behind these doors are probably the futons. Yes, I'll just peek in there real quick. That is not for us. And from this angle, we'll get one more pan of the living room area. Also look up a little bit more. Look at that, it's like a paper lamp. That is very beautiful. It's a very beautiful room. And over here in front of us, which would be to the left of the door, we have a little living room area. A little seating area rather. So we head over here into this seating area. We have a couple of chairs. It's Vanessa's jacket there. And a table. This is also where we have a refrigerator. Has a freezer in it. Looks like we got some water down here in the door. And right above that, we have an ice bucket and a tea kettle. Let's open up and see exactly what's in here. Looks like we have a couple of cups. Looks to be 4 cups in there. Guess that would be for with the water. Got a tea kettle like I showed right here. And on this side, what is this? Like a little Trojan horse toothpick holder. We have a bottle opener. And we have the ice bucket. Over here in the corner, we have a sink, and that comes with some Cola hand soap and some tissues, disposable cups, toothbrush, toothpaste. This here is our rack for putting our towels on when we come back from the onsens to dry. And this is our window with our view. And it looks like we have a garden view. How pretty is that garden down there? I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any access to actually go into the garden. He didn't say anything about that. But yeah, really pretty up here. And if we stand over here by the sink, we'll get a little shot across this little seated area here. And again, that looks out into the main living room area. And here on the table, it looks like we have a menu, I assume for like room service. So we have some drinks you can choose from. And I assume this might be more over here. No, probably not. Not exactly sure what any of that says. But over here also shows like some snacks and some sake and some beer. So again, another drink menu. Looks like a sake tasting menu here. But yeah, this is here on the table. Also here on the table is this green notebook, and looks like it's talking about the different types of onsen. So here, the 4 private ones are available from 15 to 24, and then 6:30 to 9:30. I'm gonna guess that the rest of this is talking about things going on here at the Ryokan, things that you can do, how to call the front desk, check in, check out, getting a postcard, and this basically goes through talking about all the different things here in town, information, fresh juices, different things to do here in town, and right way and wrong way to put on your yukata, etiquette inside the onsen, their accommodations, how to eat, following signs, and so on, a lot of other different information. So definitely an information book here. As mentioned, these bags are to take to the onsen. So we have our towels and our wash rags in here ready to go. And as I mentioned, out of this green book, we can go in after 3. So we're going to go check out one of the private onsens here at the Ryokan. So our room was up here up the steps on the right hand side. So if you come down and go to the right, this is a little waiting room area that has some water and cups. And this is number 1. This is the first onsen that we're going to go into. Also looks like we have a reading seating area here, as well as a massage chair over here. It has a coin, 200 yen, to get a nice back massage. And you also have this great view out this window of the little garden. Alright, so we chose to come in number 1, which is supposed to be the big one. And looks like there's already towels here, so I don't know if we need to... We prepare your bath towels in your room, so please use them. If you forgot your towel... Oh, okay, so we brought ours. So, again, this is the big ones. There's a lot of bins here. And over here, we have a sink where you can prepare yourself afterwards. So we got some hands, lotion and stuff like that, hairbrush, all that stuff, ready to go. And then this is the hot tub itself. Whew, it's warm. So you got 4 areas where you will bathe first before you get into the hot tub. But if we head back again this direction, this is where onsen number 3, 2, 3, and 4 are. 2 is right in here. We're not going to do that one. And if we go in this direction here on the right, this is where you get the coin laundry, microwave, and ice. And it looks like you have a washing sink if you need to wash something of your clothes, I guess, like a stain out or something. And this is where you have the ice machine, microwave, and laundry. Looks like laundry is 100 yen. Okay, and if we go past that, we have number 3 here, which is actually like a single person room, he said. And Hana, number 4. So we're gonna check out number 4 now. This is the Hana room. This should be the newest one that they just put in a couple months ago. Let's go check it out. And as we come in, we have a changing table right there, very similar to the other one. And we have the sink over there, just one vanity in this one. And then you have the towels here again, if you forgot them. And then there is the new onsen. And if we open it up, we got 2 wash stations over here with some soap and shampoo and conditioner. And like I said, over here is the new hot tub. And look at that garden view, it is gorgeous. So we're gonna check this one out real quick before we head up for dinner. Okay, so we have come back to the room from 2 awesome onsens here at the hotel / Ryokan. And they did leave these little pastries here, these little sweet cakes. And from what Vanessa translated, they have something to do with chestnuts inside. So we'll open them up and give them a try. And here's what they look like. They actually, not what I expected. For some reason, I'm expecting those cakes, like the red bean paste cakes. But this is kind of like a cracker with something in the middle. I'm going to assume that it is some type of paste made out of chestnuts. And with the cracker cakes, we are going to pour ourselves some green tea. So Vanessa's going to try this chestnut cracker.
I need to know if they sell these in the town, because it is so good.
I'm sure they sold somewhere. There are sweet shops here in town, so maybe they do sell them. Is it chestnut?
I don't know what chestnut is supposed to taste like.
But it's good.
But it's good.
Right. That was really good. So I expected it to be a cracker, but it's still a soft biscuit on the outside with that chestnut filling. Yeah, it's hard to describe. If you haven't had chestnut, I've not really had it. We've had a couple things before, but it's really good. Vanessa says it goes really well with this green tea, which that'd be why they pair it with. All right, so it is time before dinner to figure out how to put these yukatas on. I gave a guide here of 3 easy steps, at least for the men's over there. Yeah, we'll see if we can get Vanessa's on, and I'll show you what she looks like here momentarily. Did you pick these out?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they got sakuras or tree blossoms on there, and mixes with the...
I chose the yellow.
Yellow... Is that... Oh, it's the band. And then I'm not sure what this is for. But yeah, we'll get it on. Hopefully, if not, we'll call 9 and get them up here to help her. Here comes the reveal. Ta-da! Look how beautiful you look in your yukata. She had a perfect bow in the back. Got your little wings to fly away. And hide your candies, like for trick-or-treating.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like...
Little pouches.
Little pouches. I wouldn't trust them. That's really cool.
So pretty with the sakuras and the yellow.
3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Do the twirly, do the twirly. Nice. Nice.
And dinner has been served. This is the first course here. So we got tofu. I forget what she said this is. This is the sashimi sushi. We got the crab legs. Some more of the sushi or something here. This in here is like pickled vegetables or something. And this stuff will be for later because we're going to be getting tempura and some meat to do some shabu shabu in the hot plate. So this is the first course here, basically sushi and crab and whatever these little guys are right here in this tofu. So the second batch of food have come, and it looks like we have the tempura vegetables. So we got some okra, some sweet potato, prawn, might be something else under there. And it looks like we have a sushi roll and some type of fried something or other dumpling.
I think that's a tofu stand.
Oh, and then here is some type of pudding that we just received. Next up, we got our shabu shabu, which is the beef here with some vegetables. And I also came with some, I assume, miso soup. And what should be final course here is our dessert, which is pears and some grapes. And at this point, we are going to head out into the town of Kinosaki to take in the atmosphere that is outside. But this is the hallway that goes down and back up to the main lobby. And we are back to our ryokan for the evening. That'll conclude the onsen hopping for tonight. And before we end our night, we are going to use one more of the private onsen. So we're gonna do number 2, Fuku. And it says here that this bathroom has a unique scent. Please be assured that this smell is due to the natural ingredients of the hiba tree used in the slated wood. And that's the smell we've been smelling, I believe, the whole time. So let's go in and check this one out. So just like number one, you have a whole bunch of bins over here, and you have a double vanity. And the room over here is where the onsen is. Let's go check that out. On your way in, you do have a changing table here and more of those complimentary blue towels. And let's open the door. So it looks like we got 3 wash stations, and we have a relatively good sized tub. About 3 people, I guess, is why they have 3 cleaning stations. Now it's all steamed up, but you do have a view of that garden outside. And just like that, the beds have been pulled out on the floors for us to sleep tonight. Again, being a traditional hotel ryokan, we'll be sleeping on futon mats on the tatami mats on the floor. And good morning, fellow ticket holders. I'm gonna take this magnificent view from our room down to the garden inn this morning. And also this morning, we've already gotten started early. Not as early as yesterday. Luckily, we slept in a little bit more. So I'm assuming our bodies are starting to get used to the time change. But we went down and used onsen number 4 again. Don't remember what the official name of it is. Hana, Vanessa says. Yeah, that was our favorite one from yesterday here privately at the ryokan. So we went back down and used it again and got all showered up, soaked, relaxed. We also had the green tea and the second cookie cracker again this morning before we did that. But yeah, we're just now getting ourselves together, and at 8 o'clock very soon they're going to be coming in and setting up breakfast here, and so we will show you breakfast here momentarily. Alright, as I said, it was almost breakfast time and I just barely got that intro in, but here we go. Here is our breakfast spread this morning. So we'll start back here in the middle. So these are onsen eggs, so they use the hot spring water, the salty water, to boil the eggs, which we were going to do that outside in the town, but looks like we don't have to do that now. Get to try that. Our condiments. So this is a salad, which looks like it has a tomato and some ham and some lettuce, and then this is the salad dressing. We have some soy sauce. I don't know what this is. She didn't say. Kind of looks like syrup, but obviously it's probably not. Toothpicks. These are for the eggs. So this is an egg omelet. What are those called? Tamago egg. Here in a little bento box. It looks like we got some, whatever this.
Vegetables.
The soybeans. What were those? The natto?
Yeah, natto. Maybe. It doesn't look like it. There might be kidney beans.
No, maybe. I don't know. This looks like an egg white. And we got some more pickled vegetables. I don't know what this is. This should be rice. A whole bowl of rice, and then some hot tea. Is that green tea or is that? Let's pour it and see what color it is.
Barley maybe?
Maybe, or the oolong.
Well, something. It smells like the one we had at the noodle place.
Oh.
Good.
Alright, everything looks good. So, ikitakimasu. And if there is anybody watching that does know what we didn't know, down in the comment box below, kind of describe what plate it's on and let us know what it is, because we are going to eat it and try it, but we would really like to know what it is. And as we were about to start eating, they brought a couple more things. So we have the miso soup, got 2 of those, and then we have the cooked fish this morning. First time we've ever had it like this. Right there's where the eyeball used to be. Okay, so we started with our fish because it was hot, and the miso soup, and as you can see, we destroyed it. That's mine, and Vanessa's looks very similar. But this little white fish is really good. Cooked perfectly, really good with the lemon on top. Next, I grabbed this white thing that looked like an egg white omelet, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It has like chives and maybe some peppers in there. I think that's what the red is.
It's super sweet.
And yeah, it's like a sweet egg. It's really good. Really like this one. All right, next up, we are trying these red kidney beans is what I'm assuming they are. That's what they taste like. And they taste like they're just in like a maple syrup or some type of sweet sauce. So that makes the kidney bean really sweet. It's really good. We like this one as well. And we're trying this one next. I just tasted it. It tastes like it could be like fermented cabbage, like sauerkraut, but also has like a soy sauce flavor to it. So this last dish in our little bento box looks to have green onions and some carrots, and I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if it's meat or if it's tofu or something, but it kind of just has like a marinated taste to it. It's not sour or anything like
Like hearty
the other one.
vegetables. Like
Yeah.
greens.
Kind of like a hearty vegetable, as Vanessa's saying, for breakfast to give you some nutrients. All right, on to the next bowl here. I believe this is tofu skin from what I remember. Some other videos at other ryokans. I don't know what they do with it. So it's like just tofu skin. You got a little carrot here and some, again, green onions in some type of broth.
I ate the carrot. I have no idea what the broth is that comes with it. But I've heard a lot about this, so let's give it a try.
Is it soft?
Yeah, it's very interesting and it's a very familiar flavor and I can't put my dang tongue on it. If you're Mexican American, chile relleno covering, the coating to it. So if you're familiar with that, that's exactly what this tastes like.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the whipped eggies and
Right.
then they foam it up.
Right.
That's exactly how it tastes.
Nice. I can see where Vanessa's getting at it, but it has a real weird texture to me. It's kind of like if you had like an egg omelet thing and you threw it into
Yes.
liquid and it just is old and not a good texture for me. I'm not a fan of it. Okay, we'll move on to the next plate here. Again, these look like pickled vegetables from what I can assume. This kind of looks like a carrot. I don't know what this is.
That looks like a plum.
Might be. And then this kind of looks like peppers or onions or something like that. I'll give it a try and we'll see if I can identify it. That is that is so sour, like a sour candy. But that's definitely a sour pickled plum. Oh, and then I do think this is a carrot, and these seem to be like little green peppers. There's a little red one right there. So pickled vegetables here. I don't know if they're supposed to be palate cleansers. They're supposed to just be eaten. Good thing we're privately in our room in case we're doing this wrong. Okay, let's move on to something a little more safe. So again, this is tamago. How you saying it? Tamago. Basically, it's layers and layers of sweet egg, and then this is ginger here as I guess a palate cleanser.
This one's not sweet.
Oh, really?
It's an egg,
Oh,
and it's really good.
any seasonings or anything on it? Just is.
Just is.
And is that ginger?
It's ginger, and it's really refreshing. It's real ginger.
Oh, that's good.
So I don't know if you're supposed to eat it before and after.
Who
Which
knows?
I knew.
Okay, up next we're gonna try the salad here. Again, looks like it has mixed greens with a big tomato slice and some ham. And looking at this dressing here, it looks to be a sesame dressing. Very similar to what you get when you get Asian salad dressing and mixes at the grocery store in the States. But yeah, let's eat the salad. I don't know if we're supposed to start with this course. Again, good thing we're not with the public for them to laugh at us. And finally, we have our soft-boiled wonton egg right here. Cracked it into this bowl, and we're gonna eat it rice style. So we're gonna put this on top and put some soy sauce on top of that and eat it as a rice bowl. Bam! There is our onsen egg rice bowl. All right, so Vanessa is gonna eat her little plum there with the rice, but
I already ate it, but this is just the pit. So in Mexican culture we have chamoy, and I never knew it was pickled plum. Japanese pickled plum sauce. That's all it is.
which we saw at the farmer's market yesterday, or in Hida.
Yeah.
You were like, that looks like chamoy.
It looks like it was a bottled sauce, and I'm like, and that's exactly what it is.
So you're
That's
just
all
eating it with
is.
your rice.
Yeah.
And with that will conclude breakfast. As you can see here, I ate most of the stuff, but I am really full, so I could not finish that salad. Obviously, I did not like the tofu skin, but yeah, everything was really excellent. And with that'll conclude our time here at the Ryokan. We really enjoyed it, and hopefully we can be back to Kinosaki and maybe this Ryokan again. So hello, fellow ticket holders. So it is time for our debriefing and just covering the little bit of information we have left about the Mikuniya Ryokan in Kinosaki Onsen. The first point that I want to cover is the reservation process. So you can do the reservation online, and it is in English. That makes it super simple to do. When you make your reservation, it's kind of the process of picking a bed and breakfast. So there's different rooms, and there's different things that go with that rooms, different options. And so the next thing you would do is choose the plan that's right for you. So they have what's called full board, and that's what we had, which gave us dinner and breakfast the next morning. Then you have half board, or bed and breakfast. So you have your night stay, and for every night that you have breakfast the next morning. And if you just need a room and you want to check out the restaurants in the town, you can just get a room. So 3 nice options to choose from depending on your needs.
Besides all those choices, you also have the awesome choices of choosing the type of food that you like, and I thought that was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
There's something for everybody.
Yeah, so like our plate that was in this video was just the standard dinner.
Yep.
And then you can do things that have the more expensive add-ons, like the full-size crab or the added different types of beef or whatnot. So lots of options to choose from.
Yeah, I believe it's called a Kaiseki. I could be wrong. And it's really cool. They give you a little bit of everything, and it's really awesome. So the cool thing about Kinosaki Onsen is that when you stay at one of the many ryokan there in that town, you get a free pass to go and try all the 7 onsen there in the town.
Yeah. And that is not only good for the night that you stay, but even on the day that you check out, you can use it through, I believe, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you have a long time to use it. And as I mentioned, I believe in the video, there is always at least one that's closed. And you might want to make sure to see which one is closed, because it might be open the next day. And if it's one you wanted to do, that'd be a great time to do it. Would be the following day, if it's like the day you're leaving, unless you're doing a multi-day stay. And also most ryokans, especially this one, give you a free yukata rental like we were wearing, or the more elaborate ones like Vanessa had on. They usually let the females have those.
Yep.
So once you choose the type of plan you want, then the next step would be choosing what type of room you want. And right now they actually have 2. When we did it, they only had one option, which was the traditional Japanese room. And that was because they were doing the construction that you saw in this video on the front half of the building. What they just opened up not too long ago was called Junior Suites, and those are more elaborate, nicely renovated rooms. So right now there's 2 types of rooms to choose from, and then finally you just put in the dates that you want, all your personal information, and that's it. And one thing that I did notice that was different when I was finalizing the reservation was they did not ask for any type of credit card or information from me other than our names and address to hold the reservation, which was kind of weird, which then led me to think, did they actually take credit cards there? And we'll get to the points of the credit card in a moment. Alright, on to point number 2 that we'd like to cover, and that is communication prior to arrival. So back to again about the credit cards. We were wondering, did they take credit cards? Because not all ryokans at Kinosaki Onsen take them, which means you do have to carry cash with you, which is a little scary. So we just emailed them. There was an email address that says to contact them. We used that, and within a couple of days they did communicate back, and they did communicate back in English, which was really nice. Now, don't know if they actually know how to type in English, but the way that they translated it, they used the translator, was good enough to answer our question. So it is nice to know that you don't have to try to figure out how to call into Japan if you're not local. You can just email them and they'll do their best to communicate back to them, and it was very simple and straightforward. On to point number 3, the check-in process. So once you arrive, the check-in process, I felt when we did it, was very straightforward and simple. We showed up, they greeted us very nicely, took us up to the desk, told us it wasn't 3 o'clock yet. So all they had us do was go ahead and do a pre-check-in process of verifying our information, that our dates were correct. And this whole process was done in English as well.
For anyone that's worried about language barriers, just know that this ryokan is very English friendly. They will try their best to communicate, and it's sort of broken, but they'll still understand you when you speak to them back and forth. They're really great.
Yeah. And just like we did, if you arrive prior to 3 o'clock, they will just hold your bags in the back. They'll give you a little ticket to prove that they took it, and you can then be on your way to go explore the town of Kinosaki until 3 o'clock, which brings us into the check-in official times. They would like you to be there after 3 o'clock, but before 6, because 6 o'clock is dinner time starts, and they need to go ahead and get that process going. So check-in time is between 3 and 6 p.m.
Yep. So if you have a full board, and they will not serve you dinner if you're there late.
Right. If you show up for check-in after 6, they will not get dinner.
And it states it right there on the website.
Yeah. All right, topic number 4. We're going to talk about the room itself, of what we liked and what we didn't like. So Vanessa, what did you actually like about the room?
Honestly, I was just really glad to be there because Ryokan is probably one of the few things you could do to really get deep into the Japanese culture. These Ryokan have been around since the Edo period, and it was a means for travelers to stay at. So you get the tatami mats, you get the old feeling of staying, like the history. You feel it when, it's hard to explain, you feel it when you enter that place. It smells differently. It was my first time seeing a tatami mat. And it was just really cool. I loved how everything was laid out. They had a book on the table when you get in there that explains absolutely everything about the Ryokan. I really liked how peaceful it was as well. What did you like about it?
So it was very peaceful, and I think that was due to the fact that they were doing the construction and the front section of the rooms were not being used. So there was only a few rooms being used at the time, which I believe it also leads into why there wasn't a reservation system for their private onsens, that we could just come and go as we pleased on the onsens, which was really nice and peaceful and relaxing to do. It was really neat to get that experience, that more traditional experience like people did a long time ago. Sleeping on the floor on the futons was really interesting to do. Yeah, really like that.
Yeah, Ryokans are known for going above and beyond. They want you to feel
great
relaxed.
Customer service.
They want you to feel relaxed and at peace and at ease, and they really went above and beyond there at Mikuniya.
Yeah. So what we didn't like about it, I guess the biggest one, which I guess is a rolling theme everywhere, was the bedding situation, and sleeping on the floor, on the futon, on the tatami mats was even more harder than the harder beds that was everywhere.
Absolutely. The experience on its own was worth it. The futons is something, it's so traditional that we had to try it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they are on the floor and they're gonna hurt. Especially if you're big bone, you feel everything.
Which the tatami mats are supposed to be a little squishy and be a little bit of a cushioning compared to just a nice hard floor, but it was still hard.
Also a note, not all Ryokans have, it varies in the type of futon. Some are on a pedestal, some are really fluffy, some are higher quality than others. So, you know, it just depends. Don't let that deter you from experiencing something as awesome as a Ryokan. Yeah. Especially if it's only for one night.
And I think that's the only big dislike that we had about the Ryokan itself when it comes to the room.
Yeah, everything was clean. It smelled good. And yeah, I have no complaints other than sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, point number 5, which is one of our favorite points to talk about, and that is the private onsens that they had. In the video, we did show all 4 that they have. And the 4th one, Hana, was the newest that they had just added prior to us coming, which was really nice. And one note that I want to touch on, which I believe I just stated, but I want to touch on it again. Normally, when the Ryokan, I guess, is full and in regular operations, they do require a reservation system based off the information on their website, where I guess you would put your name on a list and you would go at a certain time. Again, fortunately enough, with them not being at full capacity or whatever reason, we were able to just come and go as we pleased, as long as the sign was turned around that said occupied or not occupied.
No
we
vacancy,
could use it. So it was great to be able to just walk around and try them all out.
Yeah, that's fun.
But when it comes to likes and dislikes, so first of all, likes, they are just fantastic. Great way to relax. So it is nice that you can go in as a couple and use it together. It's private, so you don't have to worry about the public ones like I did out during the other video, which is a whole nother experience in itself. So if you're a little bit more shy and not interested in getting naked in front of the other people, it's definitely a way to experience that onsen experience on your own.
Yeah.
And to have the different ones to try throughout the Ryokan was really cool. As for dislikes, the only one that I can say, but it's not on them, is that I didn't like that all the options were all indoor ryokans, which I touched in the video, that of the public ones, I enjoyed the areas that are outside. And that's just due to the fact that when you're sitting in a hot, steamy room, it just gets hard to breathe and it's not really that comfortable.
Any dislikes? No, actually, I agree with Chad. I wish this ryokan had an outdoor one, public or private bath, because some of them do. So do your research if you plan to ever go to Kinosaki Onsen. That's another cool thing about Kinosaki Onsen. There are so many ryokans to choose from modern ones to traditional ones to super fancy expensive ones to budget friendly ones like ours.
And I don't think this would be on the low end. I think it's probably more moderately
yes,
priced.
For sure, yeah.
Because we have seen videos of others in Kinosaki, and
my
they have even more basic accommodations. But if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking to more experience the public onsens in the town itself, and you're just looking for a spot to sleep, they have that for you. If you're looking for a more traditional, moderate one like us, that's what this one was good for. And then
if you're looking for a really luxury bougie
they have those too. And finally, of the four, well, three, because we didn't do the fourth one, the one that was for an individual person. So of the three private onsens we did, what is your favorite? I'm sure it's the same for both of us.
Yeah, I like Tana the most.
Yeah, their newest one.
We followed them on Instagram, and we were able to be kept updated on when it was being finished and whatnot. It smells so good in there because they use a certain type of wood, and it just smells really
Not to say that the other two were bad.
No.
It's just that the other two were dark with the darker colors of the black with the black stone. It's just nice to have that tan colored wood and the chrome accents and all that. It just makes it a little bit more lively. And then with the new window, it didn't actually steam over as much as the other two, that you could actually look out into the garden. So that's why we like that. And I wouldn't be surprised that the other two don't get refurbished at some point, just to keep things going and making it more modern like the rest of the renovations. And on to point number 6, and that'll be the checkout process. And that is pretty straightforward, just like at any other hotel. But the points I wanted to point out are the time. So you have to be out by 10 a.m. And I'm guessing that's just due to the fact that they got to get everything all situated and ready to go in these bigger rooms. So you do have to be out by 10. And during the checkout process, I touched on already about credit cards. They do take credit cards at this ryokan, but there are some in Kinosaki that do not. So again, just do your research. If you have any questions, contact whichever one you're looking at doing and seeing if they take credit cards, because we have seen videos where someone said they had to take basically a envelope full of cash with them to go pay cash at the room. So this was very convenient that they took credit card. Alright, and on to the last one, number 7. So this is just the last little bit of tidbits and final thoughts on this ryokan. I'm going to read these straight out. So there are some points in their FAQs on their website that I found that people needed to know, and I want to go ahead and just pass those on. Obviously you can find even more of these, but these are the ones that are very important. So if you would like to cancel your reservation, you would need to do so within 3 days of checking in. Otherwise, there is a fee process that goes along with that. Dinner is normally served in a dining hall, but again, I believe due to the fact of the renovations, the dining hall may have been part of the renovation process, and so that's why we had dinner in our room and breakfast in our room, which brings to the next point that breakfast is usually served in the bedroom. Speaking of breakfast, that normally starts as early as 7:30, they said on the website. So I would say expect to be up before 7:30, because what they do is they come to your door and they knock to see if you are up and ready for them to serve you breakfast. And they did that for us around 7:45, almost 8 o'clock, which we knew we needed to be up before 7:30. So that's just something to note. And finally, if you're looking for a ryokan that's a little bit more accessible, as you saw, our room required a lot of stairs up and down, as well as all the way up again, 2 sets of stairs to get to our room. They do not have elevators. Now, I don't know where other rooms are, if the ones on the front half of the building, if it's just stairwell upstairs, or if they do have some on the first floor. That might be something you'd have to communicate with them and ask if that's available. But this ryokan, to me, didn't seem to be too accessible when it comes to handicap accessibility. One final thought that I had that I wanted to touch on that kind of didn't fit in was the actual physical proximity of the ryokan itself. So it is very close to the train station. As I stated, it's only about a 5-minute walk, I believe, from the train station to the ryokan. It's that close to the front of town. But the problem that it is, because it's on the front half of the town, and the town is a very just elongated section through a valley, a lot of the stuff is in the middle of the town or on the back side of town. So you do have a farther walk from that ryokan to, let's say, the onsens themselves, or the bridge that we showed out along the normal river. Or if you're trying to get all the way out, like we will show in our next video, out to the ropeway, it's on the farthest end of town, and that is way out there. So that is a negative, that it is farther away from everything that's happening that you would be going to and seeing, but it is very close to the train station. So when it's time for you to leave and you need to get to the train station with your bags, it is super close. So any other final thoughts? And I guess our last point is, would we stay here again? We already did that. Yes, we would do it again.
Definitely do it again. We just loved, they were really super friendly and hospitable, and the food was really good, or at least breakfast was, because I was nervous about, I wasn't feeling the best for dinner, as you saw, but breakfast was so good.
Yes. Which, if we come here again, I think we might do the half board, the bed and breakfast one, because there's so many different restaurant options through town. Food.
But yeah, definitely do your research with, there's so many variables to choose your perfect ryokan.
Yep. And this is our experience with Mikuniya Ryokan in Kinosaki. So we hope you've enjoyed this video. If there are any questions or anything that you would like to ask us, be sure to put those in the comment section below. We'll do our best to answer them from our experience. But we hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, be safe, be kind, and adventure on. Bye!
Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed to our channel yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button below. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section below.